Will Carson Wentz be the Minnesota Vikings savior this season after J.J. McCarthy went down with another injury? All of that and more on today's podcast. But first, I need to tell you about Zerorez carpet cleaning, because right now they have 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129. And you can take $75 off your air duct cleaning as well. And this offer is valid through September 30th, so call now. It's the start of our favorite season in Minnesota, football season. That's right. With all the hype and action this season brings, we know things can get loud and messy quick. Before you invite your friends and family over to watch the big game, you better call my friends at Zerorez to clean up all of those fumble moments in your home. And lucky for you, you can score big this month with great savings. September 1st through September 30th, 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129, and you can take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Contact Zerorez at zerorezminnesota.com. Call 952-ZEROREZ. Tell Zerorez you heard about it from the Brawl with Tim Paul, and you'll get your special offer. Contact Zerorez today. ZerorezMinnesota.com, 952-ZEROREZ. All right. The Vikings season is looking bleak, to be fair. And the Vikings signed Carson Wentz August 24th to be the emergency backup quarterback if something like this were to go down. And it did. And now we are left answering a very complex question. Can Carson Wentz fill the role of J.J. McCarthy, and can the Vikings offense continue seamlessly? And let's start off by saying this. Carson Wentz will have zero issue filling the holes of J.J. McCarthy. Because let's take a look at J.J. McCarthy's statistics through 2 games this season. He is 33rd in passer rating, 32nd in QBR, 31st in CPOE, 33rd in EPA per dropback. And according to PFF, he is 32nd. That is terrible. And that confirms everything that we think we've seen through the television screen. And Carson Wentz will be able to replicate that. But the truth of the matter is, the Vikings were not going far this season if McCarthy continued those horrible statistics. And by all means, through 2 games, there was 1 quarter that kind of made us think that things could be a little different. But then the Bears defense gave up 52 points against the Detroit Lions offense, and that made me very skeptical. And it was the Bears' backups on their defense. So now we look at Carson Wentz. We know that he can replicate J.J. McCarthy's numbers because J.J. McCarthy's numbers have been horrific. But can Carson Wentz come in and provide a Sam Darnold-like spark to the Vikings offense? And I have my doubts about that, because Carson Wentz in his last few seasons in the NFL has played no meaningful games. Last year, he played 1 game for the Kansas City Chiefs. It was the last game of the year against the Denver Broncos when they had playoff seeding locked up. And the Kansas City Chiefs lost 38-0. Carson Wentz, 10 of 17, 98 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Hard to know how much of that is on him, because I'm sure Mahomes wasn't the only starter resting in that game. But the Chiefs still put up 0 points. And then you go to 2023. Carson Wentz started 1 game again. And It was the end of the season, a January 7th game. 17 of 24, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Those are pretty fine numbers. A good completion percentage of 70%, took care of the football for the most part, and was accurate. But it was only one game. And then you go back to 2022, and he had some more action with the Washington Commanders. In that season, he participated in 8 games. He had 11 touchdowns, 9 picks, a completion percentage of 62%. I think what we are asking of Carson Wentz, he will be unable to deliver it. Because throughout his NFL career, he had an MVP season going in his second year with the Philadelphia Eagles until Nick Foles stepped in and led the team to a Super Bowl after he got injured. There has not been enough evidence of Carson Wentz being a great quarterback over the stretch of his career that makes me think that he's going to step in on the Vikings roster and deliver us out of you know what after 2 games of the season. Because where's the evidence? Yes, he has natural talent and ability. And yes, he showcased it in his second year. But is Carson Wentz going to take a Vikings team that has issues on the offensive line and take them from McCarthy wasn't able to do anything to winning games these next 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Cleveland Browns? I don't see it. What this reminds me of is Donovan McNabb getting signed by the Vikings when he was 35 years old to come in and stabilize the offense. And that went as bad as anyone could have anticipated. Donovan McNabb became known for throwing dirt balls while he was the quarterback for the Vikings, and it was a disaster. Sam Darnold was starting his entire career until he had 1 year as a backup with the 49ers, and then he came to the Vikings. Carson Wentz has not started meaningful games for 3 years, and he is going to be 33 years old in December. I don't see how the Vikings offense not only plays well, but goes from playing so bad to dominating. I don't see how the Vikings offense goes from where they were with J.J. McCarthy to a dominant kick-ass offense with Carson Wentz. Maybe I'm just a skeptical guy, but I don't see how Carson Wentz, who was signed 2 weeks before the regular season began, in Kevin O'Connell's complex offense, comes in and just dominates. I don't see it. I will say this, though. Kevin O'Connell on Paul Allen's 9 to noon show yesterday did give a glimmer of hope. He says, I don't think the football hit the ground more than one time. And that's talking about Carson Wentz in practice the previous week when J.J. McCarthy was helping his wife his fiance, give birth to their baby boy, Rome. So right now we're in that season of we've got to really sell some hope to the fan base, because looking at it from our perspective, there is not much hope. So let's throw in a caveat about Carson Wentz looking great in practice to try to get everybody excited, and hopefully he can deliver against the Cincinnati Bengals. And maybe he will beat the Bengals, and maybe he will look good. But I don't see how Carson Wentz is consistent enough through the rest of the season where he just turns the Viking season around. So that's my takeaway on that. Let me tell you about 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, because they transformed our bathroom in 48 hours, and that's their promise for you. Our previous bathroom had mold, blue floors, ugly step, sinks that were disgusting, a vanity, countertops, and mirror that were outdated. And they came into our bathroom and in 48 hours remodeled the entire thing. We got our bathroom back in 48 hours. Isn't that incredible? 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis did that for us, and they will do it for you. Contact 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, and they will take your bathroom from J.J. McCarthy's performance in the first 2 weeks of the season to Daniel Jones' performance in the first 2 weeks of the season. That's their promise. That's their guarantee. Contact 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis and be wowed yourself.